Hi, everyone. This is Genesis Perolo here with our Alumni Spotlight series. I am pleased to have Daisy McGrath here with me. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. So a little bit about Daisy. She actually graduated this past August from the massage therapy program. She actually received a Bachelor of Science degree in psychology from the University of Texas. Currently, she resides in Dallas, Texas with her 2 kids and husband. And she aspires to open a natural-based spa clinic in the future and is passionate about helping others live a healthy lifestyle. So I'm super intrigued about hearing about Daisy because from speaking with her program directors, I heard nothing but wonderful things about her. She actually had one of the highest GPAs in the program. And to me, it really is inspiring to have known that she was a mother during this time period when she was getting her degree, which is absolutely not easy. So I'm curious, and being a recent grad, how life is like after that.
Good. Less driving. I was driving like an hour to and from school. Just like a reshuffling. So like you're using the same amount of energy, but you're definitely putting it different places. In anticipation. I'm still waiting to take my licensure exam. And so while I'm really happy with finishing school and knowing that I gave it my all and I did the dang thing, that's awesome. But now I'm like kind of in this chapter of waiting to start the career. So
it's always that anticipation of waiting, but I definitely see you going far in life, so I don't believe you need to worry about anything.
That's so sweet.
Of course, of course. And in terms of goals you have now from graduating, what do those goals look like for you?
I definitely want to work part-time at a spa and, pick up the tricks, the tools of the trade and seeing how the professionals are doing it. And then long-term goal. I also want to be doing mobile massage. So I do want to start my own company right off the bat and kind of work on building up the funds and then being able to find a place to set up for my own. So that will be the long-term plan.
I love that. That is a really cool plan. And the fact that you already have a vision of what it looks like, I feel like that only motivates you to get closer to it in the future.
Yeah.
Especially the whole mobile aspect of it. I mean, I'm not sure I even have heard of mobile spas.
Yeah. So, and that's a nice thing that you can offer. Just because you can go to a person's home and massage them at home. So like just imagine getting a massage and then feeling relaxed and then you're just at home and you can just already be chilling after that. It's a good gig.
I love that. Sounds amazing. Something I definitely need to partake in.
Yeah.
In terms of what brought you to our massage therapy program, can you tell us what led you here?
Yeah, so I have 2 kids. They're 10 and 6. So my youngest had started kindergarten and they just didn't need me as much. So they're not teenagers yet. They're not like, ew, get away from me. But like, they definitely don't need me for every little thing. And I was like, I need to do something that's my own. I run a business with my husband and that's like his dream project. And so we've built that up. It's pretty stable now. And so I just needed to kind of find something that was for me. But massage therapy is beautiful because it's very flexible. So I can do it. I can earn money. I can help other people. Like you feel really good about it. But you can still make space for your family, which is really important for me.
That's amazing to have that balance.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. I love to hear that. And then in terms of what your favorite parts were of the program, what were your top 3 favorite things perhaps about it?
Obviously, number 1, getting the massages.
Yes.
It was very hands-on. So it's so great because it's not just lectures. You really are learning from a bunch of teachers. And then that's where you learn that everyone has their own kind of style. So there is an art to it, right? And then you're in a smaller class and I really bonded with my classmates. It was just awesome to be able to learn on each other and use all of those techniques and then also receive it and know what it feels like So, yeah.
That's amazing. It's like also a community aspect, it sounds like, from that, and be able to have that walk of life with people in the similar way in that program.
Yeah. Plus, It's just a fun thing because I like learning. I like to be in the classroom. I like to be in that little safe fishbowl where everyone is learning. You're taking in new information, but you're with a group of people every day. So you kind of feel that comfort, and it's bonding. It's really nice.
That's amazing. And it's definitely, like you said, a good learning experience because it's something you can take the value from and leverage that to create a business like you want to one day with your spa clinic.
Yeah, which a lot of us are. I think that's a big thing in massage therapy is everyone's kind of running their own company at some point or another, which is really cool.
It is, absolutely. It's really nice to see that in our alumni having their businesses and supporting them and just, seeing them pursue their dreams to that level. I'm very curious how you found a balance when you were a mother in school, which is not easy, and getting a degree. I mean, what did you do to find that balance between both of those two things in your life?
Yeah, so the balance is you do put more precedence on the schoolwork, right? Massage therapy, the program here is only 8 months long. And so I do feel like that kind of took a bit more precedence. I happen to have a partner who was very good at supporting me in this time. And then like your family, your friends, and that's just in life. It's good to be able to have that support system for your kids. They need as many people around that love them and want to give them attention and support as possible.
Yes.
And so I was able to do that. And it's nice too, because, and you're upfront with them too. Like they knew I was in school. They were like, ah, ha, ha, because I was in school while they were in summer.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, and it's a balancing act. And sometimes it's kind of hard because I did feel like I was putting more efforts into school than like mothering. But then at the same time, sometimes you just have to get through it and know that there is an end in sight. So.
Exactly. And you did the best you could, and it's not easy being a student already. And on top of that, adding motherhood, I couldn't imagine the obstacles you had to face during that time period. Can you?
It was fun though.
It was fun.
It was so fun because, I was in a class with a lot of younger people. There was only one other girl in the class who was also a mother. And so we got it. But it was just like whenever you're an adult, let alone a parent, it's always one thing or the other, right? Yes. So like you kind of leave your mother hat over here and then you walk over here and it's just a different kind of chaos that you have to like organize and travel through and conquer. And so that was really fun for me to be able to take off the mother hat for, X amount of time every day. So I liked it.
Amazing. I'm glad to hear that. Almost gave you a break from that. And then you could go back to motherhood and do what you needed to do there.
Absolutely.
Amazing. In terms of you having an entrepreneurial spirit, have you always had one as a child or?
Absolutely not. No,
okay.
Not even
surprised.
Baby Daisy could never. No. I would say when I was younger, I had a fear of failure and not doing well. And maybe I, tried to live up to other people's expectations. But as you get older, or maybe some people come by it naturally when they're younger. But for me personally, I've just learned that you have to do things that make you happy. And as you get older, like things go wrong and you just get better at kind of rolling with the punches. And so, like a decade ago, if something were to go wrong, I would just be like, but now 33, I'm just like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to have to try and solve this problem and like keep it moving because that's what we do. That's life. It's part of it.
Yes. Yeah. Stay persistent. And I can see that in you. You have very thick skin. Could you perhaps walk us through what you do when things get difficult or perhaps that fear of failure comes back? What you do in that instance to push through?
It depends on, sometimes you're going through it. Sometimes I wallow. right? But you can't do that forever because then you're stuck, and then you can't get better. Again, this is where it comes in handy if you have the people around you that are your support system. So evaluate the problem and see how you can fix it yourself. And if you can't fix it yourself, call your partner, call your best friend, call your mom, call whoever is there for you in your life, because that's what they're there for. Yeah.
Exactly. And I feel like that is key too. I agree with you having that support system. And it sounds like your husband and your mother have perhaps been that for you.
Oh, yeah.
And that community to really help you get through the tough times.
Yeah. And then whenever you do that, someone will call on you and then you'll get to be there for them. Yeah, that's what it's about.
A domino effect.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. And then in terms of, let's go back to your vision for your future spa, for that business that you want to have in the future, which is very exciting. How do you envision the services that you will offer there? What types do you want? Because I know you mentioned to me previously you want it to be natural based.
Okay, so I know that I said natural based, but actually I think I would want it to be like long-term goal, long game. I want it because it's not natural based that you want. It's just more like simplification. So I would want it to just be about the massage, and you don't need to add in all the extra like products and tools. It's just more so, I feel like young people, women especially, they'll just try and overcomplicate it with all of this. And really, people, they just want your money, right? So, like, just simple, whatever your issue is, whatever we can fix with massage, let's do that. And whatever it is that makes you feel better and stronger and less stressed out and happier whenever you leave, like, that is a successful way to spend your money, I would think.
I agree. Simpler is better, not complicating it.
Right.
Just going straight to the point. This is a solution to fix this problem.
Yes. And even if it's something that you can't fix in one session, such is life.
Yeah.
You can come up with a game plan and then keep working on it. So.
Exactly. And then in terms of that business that you want to have in the future, where do you think you would want to open it? What location do you have in mind? Or is that something you still haven't really detailed a thought into?
I have not, but I imagine that it would be somewhere in Ellis County. So Waxahachie, Red Oak, maybe even like Mansfield, that area. So just kind of close to where we live, but it would be south of Dallas.
Got it. Good location.
Yeah.
A lot of people here for sure. So a big opportunity for a business like that. A lot of clientele.
Yeah. Well, and it's my community. So it would be about being able to connect with the people in your community. And of course, if you would like to drive over, that would be great too.
Yes, so, absolutely.
No traffic out here.
Which is good.
Yeah.
That's key because traffic in Texas is insane. Yeah. And then overall, what do you think are the top 3 things that just have helped keep you motivated?
My kids, the people around you, just having a game plan and then putting into action. You think about what you would want for your kids, and then you're like, I guess I have to set a good example. And then whenever you're doing better and you're happy and you're loving what you're doing, it's affecting the people around you in a good way and vice versa. So yeah, rather than 3 reasons, it's probably just like the people around me. They're my biggest motivators.
Amazing. I love that community aspect yet again we've talked about. And then for students, perhaps right now, wanting to find that community or those people to surround themselves with, what advice do you have for what people they should seek out for that support system?
Oh man, if you're a student, your community is right there, like it's given to you. Your teachers are there. My teachers have all been really knowledgeable, really passionate. Like they're not just talking air. They really believe what they do, and it's really awesome to see. So ask questions. They will answer them happily. They will show you what it is that you're looking for. And then your classmates, because you guys are all in the same boat. Like everyone's reasoning might be different. They might have like different long-term goals for where they see themselves going with massage therapy or whichever program you are for as a student. But everyone's going through the same hardships, the same stresses right now as far as the classroom's involved. And so like utilize each other for support and organization. Yeah.
That's really good advice. And I hope students listening right now take that advice because, like you're saying, it's a person right next to you.
Yeah.
That is in that journey.
Yeah, connect because whatever you're wondering, someone else might be wondering. Something that you say out loud, someone else will be like, oh, yeah, think about it. Maybe not everyone has a textbook. So, like, give each other the information. Utilize the internet sometimes. I don't know.
Yes.
Use your resources.
That's good. And I like that element you said of like supporting one another. Like you're right there, you're next to the person, help each other out, right? You're going through the same experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
Amazing. I love that. And in terms of connecting with other people, what advice do you have for students on how to connect with their peers? Because I personally can tell you're very interpersonable. So what's a way to go about it with connecting with your peers, you think?
Don't be afraid to strike up a conversation. You know, you don't get along with everyone. That would be crazy if you did. But generally, after you talk to someone, like you're gonna find something in common, you know, and you can have compassion if someone's going through something. Which, if you're gonna be together in a classroom setting over months or years, you're going to see people kind of going through things. You're going to be able to read when they're having a good day or a bad day. So you guys can just be invested in each other. So if they're having a bad day, you know, ask if there's anything you can do for them. And if they're having a good day, congratulate them. If you see something that you like about someone, call it out because that's awesome. People don't do that enough. Just encouragement goes really big for human beings in general. Like, if someone is like, you look nice today, I'm just like, wow, thank you.
Break the ice with compliments.
Yeah. Also, just like, if someone like is answering a lot of questions right that day, you're just like, you're on fire. And you're like, I am. Like, that's nice. Because maybe you don't even know. But if someone's just like, hey, Genesis, you're so freaking smart. And you're just like, I am smart. Like, that's so nice. It's just nice for people to connect on that level.
I love that. That's really good. You know, it's like take the initiative. What I'm hearing from you is like, don't wait, you know, like strike the conversation. Nothing bad is going to happen to you. Like,
yeah. I mean, and the worst thing that could happen is if they're having a bad day and you're like, hey, is there anything? And they're like, no, leave me alone. And then you just leave them alone. Like, you know.
Exactly.
But you're not hurt. Nothing bad happened. You're going to be fine.
Yes.
And like you tried. Yeah.
And you can only imagine the best case scenario. Imagine if, you know, they become best friends or, you know, that's someone that is a lifelong resource for you. I mean, you never know the possibilities of where a connection can lead.
Oh, or when the connection will happen. Because again, if you're spending time together, months or years, you know, like maybe you guys don't get along at first, but then there's this thing where like the more time you spend with people, you kind of bond anyways. Even if you like hate each other, maybe you guys will like each other later. And then maybe you'll kind of explain the misunderstanding of how the other person was feeling. Because, yeah, what I've noticed is that people aren't usually like vindictive or mean or they're like meaning to take it out on you, but like we're all going through our own personal struggles that might have nothing to do with the classroom or work. And like, we just need to keep that to ourselves. And so we don't have the energy to like entertain, you know, so like, just don't take things personally.
That's good. It's important. You know, you can't let every little thing affect you because that's how life really knocks you down. You just have to say, hey, I'm not going to take it personally. I have to keep going. And it is what it is, you know?
Yeah. And that's definitely a thing I've learned. And if there's something that's not quite right about yourself, you can just repeat it to yourself. Like if someone says something and you're like, that really bothers me, but you're like, I shouldn't, just tell yourself you don't care. Like, I don't care. I don't care. And then the next time someone's like, your hair is really short, and you're like, yeah, I don't care. I like it that way. And like, you don't care. You know what I mean? Like, it's beautiful.
Exactly. Yeah. I love that. That's a beautiful message, and I hope everybody takes that in, because it's truly already inspiring me, our conversation. It's just that thing is you have to have that confidence.
You do. Self-confidence,
and I can tell Daisy has that light and that confidence about her. And so I'm so curious to ask you, what is the best way to build self-confidence, especially for those students or even alumni that are trying to get there, and trying to feel confident in themselves?
Have you heard of Amy Cuddy?
I don't think so.
She does. She's awesome. She has a TED Talk. It's like the third most popular TED Talk of all time or something. And she does this thing where she talks about the power pose. And it's just like you stand open and you breathe. Don't forget to breathe, right? And you can stand. And she I think she recommended people to go to the bathroom to do it. So and you can do that. And after you do that for a full minute, 2 minutes, and you're breathing, and then you come out and you're just like, all right, I'm going to be okay. You just feel more confident. That or dance parties. I highly recommend dance parties.
Those are good.
Absolutely. And you can go to the bathroom for that too. I have a friend who is a nurse in a hospital, and sometimes she's completely stressed out. And I mean, in those situations in particular, there's a hierarchy. There's politics that you have to deal with in the hospital, and then people that don't want to be there, like patients and whatnot. And so you can kind of lose confidence. But so dance parties.
There you go.
Yeah.
Just blast some music, have some fun, act like nobody's watching, even if they are.
Yeah, because it changes your energy. Yeah, and how people react to you. Yeah.
That's good.
And your posture. Fix your posture.
Posture's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one too. Posture and dance party.
Yeah.
We will keep
highly
those
recommend.
Both in mind.
Yeah.
And in terms of your attitude, I can just tell you from getting to know you even before this interview process, you're just so positive.
Yes.
A light of positivity. And I'm just so curious how you stay positive.
Well, have you ever been around someone who's negative all the time?
Yes. Negative Nancy.
They don't seem really happy.
That's true.
So, I don't know. You don't want to be unhappy. And so, yeah. And so even if you have a really bad day or a really bad experience, I mean, you can take something from that. You're like, and there's an example of how not to act, and that's not, or it was just a bad day, man. Sometimes that happens, and then it's not the end though. And you just have to be like, okay, well, maybe this day was a bad day. Tomorrow will be better. Or I can turn this day around. Let's do something, anything. You can switch it up. You have that power to do that. So that's cool.
It's a choice in a way, right? A decision that you make to be positive, even when things get difficult or don't go your way. It's that instant choice and decision of, hey, I'm still going to have that smile on my face, do something that makes me feel alive and happy, and I'm still going to laugh.
Yeah, because it's contagious. So, if I'm upset, my kids are going to be upset. If I'm, having a bad attitude, my daughter will turn around tomorrow and do the exact same thing. And then she'll be like, I learned it from you. And I'm like, okay, well.
Oh, darn.
So, yeah, you don't want to, I just don't want to spread that. I'd rather spread the positivity.
That's really good. And yet again, I feel like it's contagious, like you said. So it's important when you are that example, because you never know who is looking at you to have that sign like, hey, even when things are hard, let's keep going.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, spread the light because they'll spread it too. I believe in that wholeheartedly. Yeah.
Amazing. And in terms of doing things to stay positive, is there any techniques such as affirmations or vision boards you create or just anything journaling that keeps you positive?
Ooh, I've done a little bit of all of that.
Okay.
I think it all stems from gratitude. So I'm happy for all the things, the big things, the little things. The little things will get you through the day, man. I just whatever you can be grateful for. It does. It makes you positive. It makes you happy. Yeah.
I love that. Gratitude is everything. Like you said, even the little things. Yes. For you, how have you expressed that? Do you just have those in your daily thoughts or do you ever write them down, put them somewhere up?
If it's a person, if there was an act of kindness, if there was something, tell them immediately. Don't keep it to yourself. And then if it's just something, I mean, again, your closest people, I can tell my best friend or my mom anything like immediately. And it's, even the little things. And they're like, yeah, that's cool. So, yeah. And my husband. And like maybe it's something that like they don't care about at all, but it just makes them happy to know that you're happy. And they're like, yeah, like it's a little thing.
Exactly. Yeah. That's really good. And you have to keep those little things to motivate you, you know, because if you're so focused on the big things, then you're going to be waiting and waiting because it's not every day that you have those big, really gifted things that happen to you life.
Yeah. Yeah. I know I've said long game a whole bunch during this, but it's true. Like who doesn't love instant gratification? But like really, as you're living day to day, you're playing the long game because you want to have a happy, long, but like good quality life where you're able to move around and go do things, not like, the last 20 to 30 years, just like in bed, Yeah.
That's a good visual, and it's true because end of the day, it's like, do you want to envision yourself in the future just lying in bed, almost regretting what you could have done and what you didn't do years later? Or do you
unless that's your jam and like you are just obsessed with like TV and movies, like,
that's true.
To each their own.
Yes. So. Exactly. And in terms of being patient during things when you're trying to wait for them to happen and they're going to happen in the long run, like you've brought up, how do you stay patient? It can be hard.
Yeah, you have little victories. I feel like I'm just so busy. That's the thing too about it being a parent is like you can't even really be tired or sick in peace because they're just always so hungry. They're just like, hey, can I have a snack? Hey, Mom. My youngest one, and he knows how to say hungry, but he'll just be like, hey, Mom, I'm hungry. I'm just like, ugh. And my 10-year-old too, she's just like, hey, will you make me a snack? And I'm like, you're 10, like, go make the snack. And she's like, but it tastes better when you make it. And I'm like, okay, it's fine. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm busy.
Yeah, it keeps you going. It's almost like motherhood has trained you to be more patient, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, it trained me to be more patient. It trained me to handle chaos better. Yeah. And, and just to have more joy, just to have fun. Like, whenever you're working on these long-term goals, don't forget to have fun and be silly. Like, there's a time to be serious and professional and calm. And then there's a time to just, like, dance or, like, speak in weird voices and just, like, live your life, like, on your own terms, you know? Yeah.
That's good. I love that. It
sounds Kids are cool for that.
Exactly. It's been a blessing, motherhood, for you, like a gift. And in terms of parents that want to perhaps go back to school, let's say, and get that degree, but they have kids and they don't know if they can do it, what advice do you have for those specific parents?
You can do it. It will be hard. There will be challenges. Hopefully you have a really supportive partner and a really supportive group of people that are nearby that can come in. So plan for emergencies because you will be stepping back. And so just hopefully there's someone there that can step forward for you. And definitely just plan and be open in communication with the people around you that you're depending on and your children. So my kids, they and they were kind of skeptical too, but there is victory because my daughter was like, "Ew, why would you do that? You just like touch people." But then I just remember there was this one night she was like crying because she had a headache that was pretty bad. And then I just got into bed and just like worked on her neck and up here. And she was like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe this stuff actually works." Like, what? And my son, he was like very supportive from the get-go, though. He was like, "Mom, can you massage me?"
Oh, wow. He was ready. He's like, I get this treatment.
So cute.
Amazing. Because like you've mentioned, it's not easy, to be a parent and have kids and take that walk of life, but it's possible, even though it can be challenging when you have that support system.
Yeah. And you want to be a good example too, because like you're in school and so you're like, look at my good grades. I'm doing so awesome. So like I expect nothing less from you.
You have to set the standards.
Yeah.
Well, in terms of overall advice to our students, what type of advice do you want to leave with them?
Don't put it off. Like, this is where your hard-earned money is going to for this education. You're going to be utilizing it to make a career, to make more money. So, like, go ahead and just put your focus there because it's where you already put your money. Don't put it off. Study, like, really study. This is the information you're going to be carrying around with you. And for massage therapy, if you're interested in it, I think that whenever I started, I had this idea that it was just going to be like Swedish massage. And it is. It's kind of where you start off, right? But like, don't underestimate your massage therapist. They are really interested in like the body as a whole, muscles, bones, nerves, fascia, tendons, ligaments. Like, we've studied it. Like, kines and AMP, those are really big classes, and I didn't even realize it was going to be like that.
Yeah.
But it totally is. It's awesome. And so, yeah, study hard, retain that information, be organized, know when your assignments are due, and where you need to put your energy day to day. And use your resources, like connect with people, study with people, ask your teachers questions. They're going to be so happy to help you, and enjoy the process. Yeah.
That's good. Enjoy it.
Enjoy it, because there is a nice built-in community here. So enjoy it.
Exactly. Well, it lasts because I'm sure you can relate to this, but it probably went by in the blink of an eye.
Oh, it did. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
And then we still keep in touch, though. So, like, definitely make friends that you can refer to for help later or just to check in. So, I love that.
Keep that community strong. Even once you graduate, stay in touch, help each other, meet up, walk life together. I think that's a beautiful thing of having a community, is that it's not just for a season. It can stay for a lifetime if you choose for it to.
Yeah, just stay connected because you guys don't need to be best friends, but like you never know, like if you guys get together, who's going to want to show up throughout the years, and definitely who might need help or want to give help throughout the years too. And definitely come back to Parker, because they have 3 years of seminars that are free.
That's
and
incredible.
So I will be texting out those reminders to people.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
And taking advantage of it because those seminars are really good. And Daisy, in terms of you telling me that massage therapy is really good for self-care, in which ways? Can you tell us, please?
Yeah. Okay. So massage therapy is really beautiful because as you're doing the program, they put a lot of emphasis on self-care. So it's not just about the client, which it's an act of self-care for them, right? But you as a therapist, to be able to do that for a living and have a long quality career, you have to take care of yourself. And so that's going to be like fitness wise to make sure that you're in body mechanics because you're going to be bending over a lot, right? And so just making sure that you're taking care of your body, endurance. If you're doing a bunch of massaging throughout the week, like it's a physical job, right? And then just making sure that, so whenever you go in for the massage, you're putting aside everything and you're just focusing on your client and their needs. So if they have a messed up shoulder, that's what you're going to be working on, but it's going to connect to the neck and then it's going to connect to the back. And then and I think that's beautiful, right? And so to be able to do that, you just have to think about your energy. So like here, your heart, and just physically.
So what you're saying essentially is while you do this, you put your needs to the side because you have to focus on theirs. Mm-hmm. So when it comes back to real life, you have to focus on your needs.
Yeah. So like there's a big emphasis on self-care just for you as the therapist, which hopefully everyone has a plethora of self-care management tools. Mm-hmm. So for me, it's definitely fitness and weightlifting, which I recommend for everyone. I just like recently got into it. But also I'm like one of those weird people that love cardio. So mm-hmm. there's that. Spiritual, like people are working on their spiritual journeys. And I think that's beautiful. You'll come across that a lot in massage therapy. And then just like creativity wise. So I like art, like painting. We just took a pottery class with some girlfriends. That was fun. Anything that mm-hmm. like, and so massage is kind of an art too, because everyone has their own different flow. And so I think that's why I love it so much too. And then therapy. Mm-hmm. I recommend everyone do some therapy.
That's good too.
Yeah.
Never hurts.
And I will say that whenever you go, make sure that your therapist vibes with you, mm-hmm. That you guys have a good rapport. Because I think that some people try therapy and they're like, it doesn't work for me. But maybe you just weren't matched with the correct therapist. And I think it's like that for massage therapy too. Like everyone has their own style. And so you kind of have to find people that you match with. So
that makes sense. You have to connect with them, really.
Yeah.
Well, great. We've heard a lot of wonderful things from Daisy today. I hope you all take her wisdom and put it in the back of your pocket and use it in life. Because I know for me personally, I've taken your wisdom and I will be using it. And it really just gave us insight into massage therapy and how it's really beneficial for you overall in your life. It's not just a small journey, but like Daisy has said, long term, right? It carries you on in life. So thank you to our listeners for listening to today's Alumni Spotlight Series with Daisy. And we will see you guys again. Thank you.